Okay.
And we're back
So,
with more questions about each other.
your question is for me now.
Oh yeah. So, name your favorite teacher.
There's quite a few favourite teachers. It depends.
I don't even have one. No, it's not true. I do have one actually. It's very easy for me to think of that one because it's the only one I didn't dislike.
Oh no, I had some really good teachers.
I'm sure I did as well. I just fully ignored everything they told me and really hated them for making me be in school and listen to what they had to say.
We had this really cool English teacher who everyone kind of hated and took the piss out of.
Mm-hmm.
But also kind of really respected at the same time. And we called him Spode,
Spode?
which was a nickname. And I can't remember what all the bits stand for now. It's like, it was a horrible nickname. It was something like stinky old piece of dung, elephant dung, or something like that.
It's like one of your 5-year-old sons swear words.
Isn't
It's
it?
not that. I thought you were going to say horrible. I was like, well, now just be careful. We are about to put this public. Is this something that you can or can't say? No, that's stinky old piece of dung. Sobbed.
He was fairly eccentric,
Mm-hmm.
and lived by himself and had lots of kind of Einstein-y grey hair.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a really good English teacher, really unusual, and he made us do like unusual exercises
Oh, I like
and
that.
writing unusual things, and yeah, he was just cool. He was just really cool and eccentric. I really enjoy those eccentric kind of teachers. And then I had a French teacher called, a husband and wife French teachers, Mish Howell, and they were our French teachers. But they used to set up like pretend French boulangeries. In our classroom, and we would have like French breakfast, and they would do chocolat chaud and croissants, but we would have to only speak French.
Yeah.
And in our school, they set up a French dining room, and it would go on a rotation. That every week, different people would go to the French dining room, and when you were in the French dining room, there was only 10 people, and everyone else was in the other dining room, and we all had to speak we all had to speak French through the whole of dinner. And that was a really cool thing because it was a really, really good way of learning conversational French and past this and conversing with teachers and children, and that being like a really, really good leveler.
Cool.
They're my early teachers. There are loads more later on, but I think those two are kind of really
big too. Formative ones. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Nice.
What word or phrase do you overuse?
I mean, you know this. You say what it is.
No, you say what it is.
Well, I've actually begun to cut it out of my phrase book, and I reintroduced it only at the weekend, and it's usually something I don't know what. So I'm usually I think I've thought about this a lot. So the word is mild.
Definitely is.
And I think it's because I'm like constantly looking to underplay the weight or significance of what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. There you go. There's the insight, the personal insight from it. And I've really done a lot of thinking to get to that point. That doesn't sound like it takes a lot of thought to get to, but it did.
Just.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just this.
And I just feel this or whatever. So it just under messages stuff.
Yeah, this seems mildly under messaging. Oof, that feels like a modern term.
Doesn't
So that mild is the thing. And was there like a second part to that question?
No, it was word or phrase.
Well, mildly anything basically.
Yeah.
That feels mildly depressing. No, it actually feels vastly depressing, and I feel suicidal.
Yeah.
What else?
You say
it was mildly annoying. It's usually negatives. Actually.
Yeah, but we were eating in a cafe the other day, and it was really smelly in the cafe. Do you remember? I'm not going to say the name, but anyway, it was a really smelly cafe, and we sat in one place, and I'm really sensitive with smell, so I was like, can't sit here and eat food. We'll just move. And when the waiter came back, he was like, "Oh, you went. Oh, sorry, just a mild change of place."
Oh yeah.
So you'd use it even in that kind of situation.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah, which is not. It's not the traditional use of it. That's for sure.
It's like a little change.
Yeah. Just mildly. Not looking to interrupt.
Yeah. You just moved a tiny bit.
Yeah,
just
basically.
mildly moved. Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Okay, so my question to you: what's the worst you've ever done in an exam?
I know what it is. I basically only did really badly in one exam.
I knew, because you can remember this. I love it. That's so good.
I got it.
So you.
Okay, no, there's two things. I got a D in woodwork once, and I wasn't happy about that, because I thought the thing that I made was quite good. But I got 8% on my religious studies exam, and
that's because you just turned around and spat on it, did you?
I've never been hugely religious, and I mean that's a huge, mild understatement. And the exam had, I think, probably, let's say 4 questions that amounted to 2 points each at the beginning that were I don't know, some question about Bible stuff.
Yeah.
And I got them right, hence I got the 8%.
Oh, right, okay.
And then the main bulk of the exam was
Essay-ish.
something like write the story of Cain and Abel, or something along those lines. But I didn't know what that story was, so I made one up because I felt like the Bible's made up anyway, so it might be right. And I thought that was fairly accurate. I mean, it's kind of like when you get a maths problem and you don't get the right answer, but you got the way to solve it is correct.
Yeah.
You know, so you get
points most of the points
for that. And I thought, well, I don't know it, but there's a chance if I make it up, it could be right.
Yeah.
Someone made it up at some point.
The only problem is people aren't emotionally attached to the outcome of a maths sum, whereas people are very emotionally attached to the outcome of a biblical story.
It's true. It didn't go down well, and my religious studies teacher didn't like my reasoning for doing it either. Did not enjoy that reasoning, and thought that was being fed to me through my mother, which was not true because my mum is Catholic and was raised Catholic, and definitely.
But she was known as like disruptive enough to be doing that. That's
no,
mad.
I think they
wow,
just
what a
thought.
judgment.
No, I think it was.
It's like Lydia couldn't possibly have thought of this herself.
That was it. Because when I said I didn't believe that there was a devil or hell, and I had reasons for that, they just didn't believe that I came up with those reasons on my own.
What were your reasons?
I was like, well, if this God is all kind, all giving, all loving, this was when I was 9 and 8. I was like, it doesn't make sense that there would be this terrible, terrible person and terrible place that people go, because that doesn't seem very kind or loving. And I know the whole point is like people get free will and blah, 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 blah. But it still just doesn't seem very kind. I mean, if you're watching people make the wrong choice and then ending up in a crappy place where they're burning in the pits of hell, I don't really feel like that's a kind. Well, I'm so kind, I let you do it anyway, and now burn by your own choices. That was my lot. Like that. There's much more music, but that was when I was 8. or 9, but they just didn't believe that I thought that thought I must have been being fed it by my parents, and so I failed that exam.
Wow, there you
my
go.
8%.
Okay,
Still hurts a little bit.
I can see it. You're smarting. You're actually smarting.
Yeah, this is probably my only D.